would throw here. Stands back near his own end zone, fires it out, and Gorkuber's got it. He's out past the 30, 40, midfield, down to the 40. He could go all the way. Oh my goodness! This is going to State football tournament. Now here is a pitch. Snidey gets it. He'll go down in the backfield. Oh, here by Hadley Marty. Now a play in the middle, again pushed over. Monticello getting a little tentative here. Schlichting will push it. And frequently becomes scoring chances for the team taking the corner. This one is bent in, a header, and it's off the goal post and in. Okay, yeah, so we must have had Elling Meyer the previous one. So Abby Haig going to play it out, and here comes St. Cloud getting behind the defense here. Longnecker trying to make the shot. Now Madeline Lewis is battling Brecklin Ellingson, and here's a possible odd man rush up the left side. Here's a shot and a goal. Ready to head down the runway here. High and then
in the gym, Monticello here being ready to go on a run here, down 11 for the Cardinals here. It'll be super important to take care of the basketball.
3 by Evink is good, and Ellie Hommelbig has the defensive rebound for the Cardinals. Now off to Hennessy, then straight on 3 by Helscher. That doesn't go, and a good box out there as the Cardinals' Miles Gray gets the rebound. Ahead to Roderick, then out to Mason Witt, who
pulls this out over this last minute.
Yep, and now a pass gets tipped. Could be another flush. There it is. Our final play-by-play broadcast of the month of January originates from a location where we have never been to broadcast before until tonight. The Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. It's the home of the Detroit Lakes Lakers, boys and girls swimming and diving teams during the school year. And Alexandria is the guest tonight as the Cardinals make their first appearance in this pool as a common rival in the Central Lakes Conference. We anticipate our meet getting underway right at the top of the hour, so we'll look forward to bringing that to you in the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock hours right here on People Radio KXRA and also through the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube. This is our Jutna Motors pre-meet show out in front of tonight's varsity JV boys swimming and diving competition with Detroit Lakes hosting Alexandria. We have Jackson as our KXRA radio studio engineer back at Master Control. He'll be guiding the dials and using the slides tonight to make sure that we are on the air for the radio coverage. We've got JP Boline operating the video camera tonight on location at the DLCCC, which stands for Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center. And here are the two people that will help to bring you tonight's play-by-play. Myself, Dave McClurg, a.k.a. DMAC. And longtime Alexandria swimming and diving coach Mark Storhaug is back with me this evening. Of course, Coach Storhaug, very busy during the fall season guiding the Alexandria girls swimming and diving team, but gracious enough to join us tonight for our swimming coverage from Detroit Lakes. Mark, good evening to you. Welcome to the broadcast of Alexandria boys swimming and diving. And I know that you have a little bit of insight on the fortunes for the Alexandria boys swimmers and divers because you and your wife, Cindy, are part of the game night crew when Alexandria is hosting meets at Discovery Middle School.
Yeah, we've been around a pool for probably around 40 years now, and whether it was when I was coaching or when even in retirement, we were still at the pool the last 10, 12 years. So, yeah, we know a thing or two. We know how to dress, and
yes,
in a warm place like this, it's you got to have some experience to dress appropriately and stay cool and calm in a warm environment like this.
Now, I did not have the courage to bring out a pair of shorts to wear tonight. I think JP's kind of in the same mode, but Coach Storhaug is ready for the meet tonight with the short sleeve polo and the shorts and everything like that. Mark, you've had the opportunity. I think Alexandria's had at least 3 home duels this winter. So you've been able to watch the progress personally. How pleased are you to see what the Alexandria swimmers and divers have done so far?
They are definitely progressing along. I have a chance to visit the pool on occasion every week. It seems like I'm on the pool deck upon request, and there's always a person or 2 or 3 that want my help individually. Kathy's gracious enough to let me know about that, and I come in and visit. So I have a pretty good idea what's going on and a stake in the outcomes, as a matter of fact, because I'm helping them make those improvements that they want.
I know that Coach Walker will join us during our next segment of our Juttner Motors pre-meet show here in Detroit Lakes, and I think one of the things she references is that I think a lot of the athletes that we're going to see in their various events tonight, some of them might be trying that event for the first time, and I think, when we have a scenario, Alexandria is undefeated in dual meets this year. Detroit Lakes, meanwhile, is searching for its first win in a dual meet setup. That could lead to, if Alexandria swam its regular lineup, the visitors could dominate this meet. And that's not to say that Alexandria might not come out on top pretty handily tonight, but I think it's pretty cool that, the athletes give that, they're given that option that if they want to try something different. I think, diver Crew Mouche is actually going to be in the pool for at least one swimming event tonight.
Wow, that's cool. I'm glad he does that. We also had a chance to see one of our divers in one of the relays this fall. So, and they have participated in years past. We've had some very good swimmers that were divers as well, and so it's nice to see that they're wanting to contribute in a special way and add to that team total.
I know that the location that we're at is really kind of a multi-purpose facility here in Detroit Lakes. I think they've got the Becker County Historical Society Museum kind of on the north end. If you were to do an aerial view of the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center, it looks like the shape of an L. And we're kind of near the if the north end is the top of the L, we're kind of near the base southwest corner of this facility. I think you've got the Historic Holmes Theater that is also part of the complex here. But are there any other scenarios, either as a fan, spectator, athlete, or coach, where you have visited, Mark, that incorporate something like this? I know that people viewing on the YouTube channel tonight might see some different table umbrellas and a slide in the background. It's almost like an aquatic center along with an 8-lane pool.
Yeah, it's very seldom do you run into a pool, a competitive environment with a frog in one of the separate pools that we have here, and a big giant water slide and so forth. So this is pretty different. It's probably a little challenging for referees and for the deck space, but they're making it work, and we're going to see a good competition here tonight.
Yep, the Alexandria Cardinals making their first ever visit to Detroit Lakes as a member of the Central Lakes Conference. Again, Detroit Lakes High School is in its second year of being in the Central Lakes Conference. They won't be the newcomer to the conference starting in the fall, though. That honor will go to the Bemidji Lumberjacks. So year 3 in the CLC for Detroit Lakes will be year 1 for the Bemidji Lumberjacks in the Central Lakes Conference. Thanks to all of the boosters that are helping to bring you tonight's broadcast of Prep Boys Swimming and Diving. This is our one swimming and diving competition that we have during the winter. And we thank each of the boosters of our Cardinal sports coverage helping to make tonight's broadcast from Detroit Lakes possible. We extend a special appreciation to Juttner Motors in Alexandria for being the presenting sponsor of our pre-meet show. We are approximately 20 minutes away from the start of tonight's combined JV varsity meet with Detroit Lakes hosting Alexandria. It is senior night here at Detroit Lakes High School. I believe the Lakers have a couple of upperclassmen that are going to be recognized and celebrated during the course of the evening. The Alexandria Cardinals have intentions on spoiling senior night festivities. Alexandria presently undefeated on the dual meet schedule, coming off a win earlier this week against the Melrose Sauk Center Fusion to stay undefeated in dual meets. The Alexandria boys swimming and diving team has completed 5 events so far this year, 4 of those in the Central Lakes Conference. Alexandria has won them all, and with that non-conference win against Melrose Sauk Center, the Cardinal boys swimming and diving team stands at 5-0 on the year. We're going to take our first break during our Jutner Motors pre-meet show. On the other side, we're going to have a conversation slightly longer than 7 minutes in length with Kathy Walker, the head coach of the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team, right now on our Layton media platforms, including KXRA Radio and the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube. We will enjoy these messages from our boosters of Cardinal sports programming.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard. We build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
A successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted Best Real Estate Company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new unused equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website, because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
Welcome back to the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center in DL. The Lakers are getting set to host Alexandria in varsity boys swimming and diving. We look forward to bringing you the broadcast on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel and on KXRA Radio. The combined meet will be getting started at the top of the hour. Kathy Walker is the head coach of the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team, and she's our special guest right now. Kathy, I know it's been kind of an active period of time recently. You had the scheduled meet against Melrose Sauk Center over out east on Tuesday. Were you pretty happy with the performances that you saw over in Sauk Center?
I think the first couple of events were a little bit rough for us, and then we kind of got into the groove. We had like the state true team meet on Saturday, and so then coming back after something that was really an intense meet, and then going up against Melrose Sauk Center. The first couple of events, like I said, were a little rough, but then after that, Cam Costers roared home and touched out the Sauk Center boy, and then things got back on track after that.
You made mention that last Saturday your team was down in the Twin Cities to compete in the True Team Class AA state meet. They get there by finishing first in the True Team sections the week before. How intense was that 2 weekends of competition, Kathy? Because Alexandria hadn't competed in Class AA in many, many years. So for Alexandria to finish first in a balanced field, how thrilled were you to see that?
Well, I think that every single person on our team, diver, swimmer, cheer, parents, everybody really, really supported them in that effort, and it came down to the wire, and they showed up in every single event, and we're extremely proud because, as you said, St. Michael Albertville and Brainerd and St. Cloud with so many talented athletes, our kids showed that they deserve to be there and that they deserve to win that meet.
I think the winning margin over Elk River was something like 3.5 points. And in my opinion, when you're using True Team scoring where a lot of points are being distributed, I don't know if you could get a whole lot closer than that.
No, you couldn't. And that came through with not only the kids that did really, really well, like Kyler and crew taking first and second in diving, but also like the kids that finished fourth in their particular event. They did really well, and we needed each and every one of those points, and we explained that to them. For some of the new kids on the team, they weren't quite sure of how that whole meet worked, but they were really happy with the result.
Your team got to swim at the U of M Aquatic Center on Saturday for the state True Team competition. I got your notes over the weekend, and it kind of sounds like, it was kind of an awe-inspiring experience for some of your athletes, but how good is that AA competition up on that level?
Right, exactly. And we got there, and the kids kind of walked in, and the kids who had not ever been to that facility before were a little bit deer in the headlights, and we explained to them that they deserved to get there and that they had worked hard to get there. And yes, when you're swimming against Edina and Minnetonka, some of those schools that have 3 times our student enrollment and a much wider field to pick from, we did deserve to get there, and we did do our best.
Kathy Walker, the head coach of the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team, is our special guest. Our pre-meet coaches' comments are being brought to you by Alamere Health out in front of tonight's duel at Detroit Lakes as the Lakers host the Alexandria Cardinals. Kathy, your team has gone undefeated in duel meets so far. I think one of the closer competitions was the home duel against Brainerd earlier in the month of January here. Do you feel your team's in a good spot right now to try to get back to the top of the Central Lakes Conference? Because after the dual meet loss at Brainerd, I think your team kind of ran the table last winter.
Yes, they did. We talked about how everybody showed up for that dual meet as well as for the True Team section meet, and that every single performance mattered, and that we cannot just rest on being undefeated, but now with meets with Detroit Lakes, and we've got Wilmer next week, that we have to race the clock and race our teammates in order to get ready for Brainerd on Thursday of next week.
Yeah, I know that, the important postseason meets are coming up very soon. It's tough to believe that the state competition is only about a month away. But in terms of the progress that your boys have been able to make, whether it be on the diving board or in the pool, is the team tracking along the way you had hoped ahead of time?
We talked about it yesterday at our team meeting, and I asked them, I said, how many of you felt that at this point in the season we would be undefeated after graduating, Cooper Running and some of the really talented athletes that we've graduated the last couple of years? Not very many of them raised their hands. Some of them did. And they believed in themselves, in their team. And I said, you deserve this undefeated season. You need to be proud of this undefeated season. And you've got only the best is yet to come. So buckle down.
Tonight's duel is in Detroit Lakes. I think it's the Lakers' first time hosting Alexandria as a CLC member, as Detroit Lakes is in the conference for a second consecutive year. What do you want to see out of your team in tonight's duel?
Well, we are trying some of our kids in some different events tonight. And so maybe Micah Kitzman, who's been a butterfly or backstroke sprinter, we're putting him in the 200 IM. We're putting Andy Wasik, who's a everything, and we're putting him in the 500. Because we like those kinds of surprises. We like seeing people be in an event that they are maybe not comfortable with and doing really, really well in that event. So we like that. They like that.
When you interact with your athletes and the idea is approached about maybe trying something new, is that what you and the coaches do with the athletes, or do they come up to you and say, hey, I'd like to try something new?
We both do that. I said, okay, yesterday when we had our team meeting, I said, I want you to sign up for one event that you think is going to challenge you. Challenge you against somebody else on your team. Challenge you because you're not comfortable with that event. And so they sometimes will indicate what events they would like to try. Luke Christensen is swimming the 50 freestyle tonight. He's a senior, he's never been in that event. But he said, I want to try that, I want to see how I do. So we kind of work on that together, and then, kind of slide people in and out of events that we think that are going to be, again, surprises. Andy Wasik has been swimming the 50 freestyle the last couple of meets, and that's not an event that he usually swims. We put him in the 200. Against Fergus Falls, that's not something that he usually does. So we like to try something different. Otherwise, the season gets a little long if they swim the same thing all the time.
Yeah, no doubt. Kathy, we appreciate a couple of words before tonight's dual meet in Detroit Lakes. Thanks so much for the time, and best wishes to you and the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team.
Thank you so much, DMAC.
There is Kathy Walker, the head coach of the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team. Our special guest is part of our Jutner Motors pre-meet show. The coach's comments are brought to you by Alamere Health. It's better here.
And again, we are rapidly approaching the start of tonight's dual meet. If you have access to our Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel, I strongly encourage you to go there. Sports such as swimming and gymnastics are much more conducive to watching. And, of course, if you do watch on the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel, you get the KXRA radio play-by-play. Alexandria and Detroit Lakes will be getting rolling at the top of the hour. We look forward to bringing you the coverage this evening. Mark Storhaug and myself, Dave McClurg, and we've got videographer J.P. Boleen along with us here at the Detroit Lakes Cultural and Community Center. And, Mark, considering that, Kathy Walker likely will have the lineup flexed a little bit. Do you anticipate that, even with some athletes trying out new events, that the Cardinals should still perform pretty well up here?
Well, as a coach, I wouldn't want to sacrifice too much, in putting in people and things that they've never done before and don't have any experience in. But like she said in the interview, pick out one thing. It's not like they're revamping and turning the whole lineup upside down, and we don't want to risk, having the meet come down and be too tight at the end. So I'm pretty sure that, we're still, looking at the conference standings and so on, I think we're going to come out with a pretty good margin of victory, even though we do have a few of our athletes swimming something else. I mean, when you put Andy Wasik in the 500, he's a talented enough swimmer to win that race anyway. So you're probably not losing a whole lot doing that type of thing, but yeah, you don't want to give away too many points by switching everything around too far.
But still, Alexandria will flex the lineup a little bit. I know Detroit Lakes and head coach Mike Avent, he's going to have some different people swimming. I think some of that's by necessity. I think he's got 3 or 4 kids out with illness tonight, and then some other issues sidelining, I believe, 5 of his athletes this evening. Our thanks to Jutner Motors for presenting our pre-meet coverage. Jutner Motors will also have our post-meet report later on tonight following the play-by-play. Again, we invite you to stay tuned. It's Alexandria Boys Swimming and Diving from Detroit Lakes, Minnesota. Right now on KXRA Radio and the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube, we enjoy these words from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community. As the seasons change, so do the needs of your car. That's when Alexandria drivers turn to Mike and Josh at Precision Auto. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust a pro. Precision Auto on 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
Trum Drug has things in every aisle that you won't find anywhere else, and many of them are made right here in Minnesota. Stop in and grab something for yourself, a friend, or family. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
If you haven't experienced all new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
Fresh, family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
Community and Cultural Center. Alexandria Cardinal Boys Swimming and Diving is on the air as you watch on the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube. Our thanks to Integrity Title of Alexandria for being our signature streaming sponsor of the broadcast tonight and all of our broadcasts throughout the 2025-26 school year. The boosters of Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage also help to bring you the radio play-by-play on KXRA Alexandria. 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, 105.7 FM, and audio as well through the Voice of Alexandria app. Jackson is our KXRA radio studio engineer, and along with our videographer, J.P. Boleen, and my broadcast partner, Mark Storhaug, I am DMAC Dave McClurg. It is senior night here at the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center as the two seniors for the Lakers, Alex Mack and Henry Mathieson, are being recognized prior to the start of tonight's competition. The schedule of events will start with the 200-yard medley relay. It is a varsity-only event. Many of the events on the schedule tonight are varsity and JV, but the first relay of the night, the 200-yard medley relay, will be a varsity-only event. This is People Radio, KXRA, Alexandria. And we are just moments away from the preliminary introduction, and I believe we would have the national anthem as well. Our national anthem is being brought to you during our latent media presentations by Carlson Music Center in Alexandria. From voice lessons to any of your music needs, you can visit online at carlsonmusiccenter.com. carlsonmusiccenter.com. And the coaches for the teams being recognized, Mike Avant for Detroit Lakes, and then Alexandria with head coach Kathy Walker, and of course a couple of assistants, including diving coach Aaron Rooney. And Mark, I believe back in the day when you were coaching, you had the opportunity to coach Aaron Rooney when he was an athlete.
I certainly did, and he was one of our better swimmers as well. So
impressive.
Like I said, we've had a few divers that were very good, talented swimmers as well, and we utilized them for the points.
Very good. Now I believe we're about set for the presentation of the Star-Spangled Banner, again brought to you on our latent media platforms by Carlson Music Center of Alexandria. Our national anthem being presented to you by Carlson Music Center of Alexandria. We won't go through a full listing of the lineups. We'll try to introduce the athletes that are in the various events as we go along. Again, the introduction of the lineups brought to you by Alamere Health. It's better here. Alexandria is going to have 3 different relays running in the 200 medley. Detroit Lakes will have 2 of the relays. And Mark Storhaug, one thing I neglected to ask ahead of the broadcast here, if people are watching on our YouTube channel, they'll notice, the different lanes that are partitioned off. Lanes 1 through 8, is 1 the lane furthest away from us or closest to us?
Yeah, that's a good question. I forgot to look, but like in our pool, in relation to the scoring table, that far lane would be lane 8.
Okay.
So we'll see, but it looks like the Alex Cardinals are lining up over there. I see Crew, and Crew's in the exhibition lane 1, so that must be lane 1, the far side of the pool.
Okay, very good. So then 1 and then 8 would be the lane closest to us then. So
right.
Very good. So the keys to tonight's match driven by Alexandria Motors. Together, let's drive with Alexandria Motors. For Alexandria, Coach Kathy Walker wants to see her athletes come out and challenge themselves, especially those that are in new events. For Detroit Lakes, Mike Avant, the head coach of the Lakers, would like to see some competitive races tonight and really see the teammates cheering each other on. So we get the first event underway, the 200-yard medley relay. And in lane 3 for Alexandria, you have Peter Wasik, Sam Kalina, Luke Christensen, and Addie Newman. Lane 5 for the Cardinals, Gavin Peterson, Cohen Lessenden, Tony Olson, and Keaton Doomer. Lane 7, Weston Berkey, along with Michael Overshiner, Hayden Samuelson, and Gavin Bryan. Detroit Lakes has in lane 4, Henry Mathieson, along with Ben Mathieson, Alex Mack, and Andrew Barberg. Lane 6 for the Lakers, Ethan Johnson, Zach Westholter, Jamison Norberg, and Alan Steinke. And right now you've got the second athlete for each of the teams in. Alexandria is running exhibition over near the top of the screen if you're watching on YouTube. That includes Crew Mouche, Carson Hammond, along with Gavin Gilbertson and Eli Peterson. So again, the medley, what are the different strokes that are being shown here, Mark?
Well, we start off with the backstrokers. That was the first 50-yard lap, and then we just got done seeing the breaststrokers. Now we're seeing the butterflyers, and it looks like Detroit Lakes has caught up with the Cardinals, who are out for the first 2 legs, and they're taking a half a body length lead over the Cardinals.
Yep, I believe that's lanes 4 and 5 where a lot of the action is, and so now we've got the, I believe, the freestyle stroke now. So
yeah, we'll see if Keaton Doomer in lane 5 can catch up and surpass the Laker freestyler.
Yep, he's trying
4.
to do so. It looks like he's closing a little bit of ground. Could be a tight finish at the end here. Detroit Lakes looking to hang on with Andrew Barberg, and I think it's going to be Detroit Lakes coming out on top with the touch at the wall there. So
half a second different.
Yep, so Detroit Lakes is going to get a first, but the Alexandria Cardinals get a second and third. So Alexandria will score 6 points. Detroit Lakes will score 8 to start the competition tonight. Again, for relays, first place is worth 8 points, second place 4 points, third place 2 points. We'll talk about the individual scoring in just a couple of moments. But we will go to our first break here during our swimming play-by-play. Glenwood State Bank brings you our scoreboard updates, and at the end of one event, it's Detroit Lakes 8, Alexandria 6.
For over 30 years, Northland Buildings has been providing quality post-frame buildings to customers, serving clients across the upper Midwest since 1994. Northland Buildings. Quality buildings built tough for the Northland.
Northland Building.
Resorts Marine in Osakis. Check us out for new and used boats, pontoons, UTVs, and golf carts. For the whole outdoors, shop us first, shop us last, just shop us. Resorts Marine and Outdoors in Osakis.
Here at the Culvers of Alexandria, Charles Johnson and myself, John Loomis, are very proud to be a part of the community. We enjoy the time we get to spend here, the memories we've made, and we're excited to see you after the game when you need to refuel.
Go Cardinals!
First Western provides the best in customer service.
Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
We return to the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center. As you're watching on YouTube, the Junior Varsity 200 Freestyle is taking place right now. We've got 3 athletes in the pool. For Detroit Lakes in lane 4, it's Liam Bennett. And then for Alexandria flanking him, Jono Monette in lane 3. He seems to be on his way to having the top finish. And then Braden Iverson in lane 5. So right now, Jono Monette has been able to make the turn here and working through his laps. Again, this is the Junior Varsity 200 Freestyle. We'll have the varsity heat next, where Alexandria will have 3 athletes, and Detroit Lakes will have 3 athletes competing. And then the Cardinals will actually have Kyle Wenzel swimming exhibition in the 200 free for the varsity. And looks like Jono Monette's had a pretty smooth performance here, Marquez.
Right, he's got a nice, smooth, long stroke. I always thought that the 200 free was one of the more difficult races because it's not really a true sprint like the 50, and it's not really a distance race like the 500. So you have to maintain a pretty high rate of speed for, probably a little more time than you'd like to be a mid-distance freestyler like that. So it's a difficult race to swim fast for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, Jono Monette has made that turn, and he's working his way toward home as he'll end up touching the wall here, and looks like his winning time will be 2 minutes 18.13 seconds. A couple of other athletes working their way through as well. Looks like Detroit Lakes' Liam Bennett will touch the wall next, and then Braden Iverson would follow. Good energy in the pool tonight. You can hear the athletes from both the Lakers and the Cardinals cheering their teammates on tonight. Again, the JV 200 freestyle wrapping up there with Alexandria going 1-3, but of course that does not count toward the overall dual meet score. Your Alamere Health lineup for the 200 varsity freestyle will have Dominic Rutham in lane 2 for the Lakers. In lane 4, Ben Matheson. And in lane 6 for the Lakers, Andrew Barberg. The Cardinals will counter with Carson Bumgarner in lane 3, Gunnar Rock in lane 5, and Gavin Peterson in lane 7. So each of the teams will have 3 athletes trying to score. Now, Mark, I believe with the individual scoring, the point total distribution is a little bit more. Obviously, if you finish first, you get the highest number of points.
Right, you get 6 points for first, and then 4 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, and 1 for fifth.
So 5 of the 6 athletes have the opportunity to score. Good start off the board here, and pretty even pace being set as it looks like Gunnar Rock looking to make a turn here. Also, Ben Matheson doing some work for Detroit Lakes over in lane 4.
The only swimmer in this heat that swum this race before is Carson Bumgarner in lane 3. So he's trying to keep up with Ben from Detroit Lakes.
Yeah, right now Carson Bumgarner seems to be in that second place spot. Down in lane 7, lower part of the screen, Gavin Peterson seems to be in a good spot in third place right now for Alexandria. Now the swimmers make the turn again. Again with the 25 yard distance, they'll swim basically 8 laps here to complete their 200 yards for the event. So again, Alexandria has one swimming exhibition. That is Kyle Wenzel. He is at the top in lane number 1. And the race continuing here as we're working our way through. Again, Ben Matheson for Detroit Lakes setting a good pace. He's got about a body length lead over Carson Bumgarner in lane number 3. And now another turn at the wall, and obviously Ben Mathieson, the first one to push off for the Lakers.
One last length to go, and we'll see who's got the stamina to push through the pain and finish strong.
Yep, now we're working our way as, again, Ben Mathieson continuing to hold the lead. It looks like the Lakers should get the first place points. Alexandria in a good spot to go 2-3 here.
And a chance to go 2-3-4.
Yes.
2-3-4 makes adds up to more points than that first place finish.
Right. So Ben Mathieson gets first, and then Carson Baumgartner second, Gavin Peterson third. And I think, as Mark said, 2-3-4 there as Gunnar Rock comes in fourth place, and then the fifth place points will go to Andrew Barberg of Detroit Lakes. So
it's a 9-7 then.
Yeah.
So even though we didn't win the race, we still got a couple of more points.
Right. So the first and fifth account for 7 points for the Lakers, and Alexandria, by going 2-3-4, gets 9. So that levels off the score, I believe, now 15-15.
Right.
After 2 events completed. The 200 individual medley is coming up next, and that will be a varsity-only event. And the athletes that will try to score points, all 8 lanes are going to be occupied, but Alexandria in lanes 1 and 8 will have exhibition with Micah Overshiner in lane 1, Peter Wasik in lane 8. Detroit Lakes has Zach Westholder in lane 2, Alex Mack, one of the seniors, in lane 4, and Emmett Stewie in lane 6. The Cardinals will counter with Zach Iverson in lane 3, Micah Kitzman in lane 5, and Eli Wimmer in lane 7. So the first heat working through, and good turn off the wall there for Micah Kitzman.
Micah is a very talented athlete. I've been able to work with him on several occasions. He normally doesn't swim this race, obviously. The only one that's got any experience in this race is Eli Wimmer in lane 7.
Yeah, so again, Micah Kitzman kind of blending in well as they go to the backstroke as the second stroke here, completing 50 yards of that particular discipline. And
right now the Cardinals are in first and second and third right now.
Wow,
and
so they have the opportunity to get some major points here.
It always comes down to the third length, which is the breaststroke. See how many people can swim the breaststroke, which is maybe not practiced as much, and be able to swim it after swimming 2 legs of an individual medley at some pretty high speed. This is typically one of those legs that kids show a little fatigue. Hopefully they'll be able to work through that and then be able to finish strong in that last leg, which is the freestyle.
Yeah, Micah Kitzman in a good spot right now, leading in lane number 5, and Eli Wimmer in lane 7, second at the moment, and then over in lane 3, I think Zach Iverson still in that number 3 spot. So again, working through the third discipline here on the individual medley, and Micah Kitzman gets to the wall and now has the opportunity to push off the wall and go to the freestyle stroke. So Micah Kitzman in an excellent spot here. He may not compete in this event very often, if at all, but he's obviously going to be able to touch the wall here first, as he's got more than a half a length lead over the rest of the competition.
He's still building up some speed there at the end too, so he was able to fend off that fatigue and finish up with a nice little surge at the end. He's very pleased with his time, as you can see.
Yep, 2:12.81 will be the winning time for Micah Kitzman. Eli Wimmer is going to go second. The third place will go to Zach Iverson. So 1, 2, 3 for the Alexandria Cardinals there. The Lakers, I believe, are going to get the fourth place points out of Alex Mack out of lane 4. And then the fifth place points, I see Peter Wasik in lane 8. That
wouldn't count.
So,
no.
So then we would go, probably to lane 6 then, because I believe both lanes 1 and 8 were exhibitions.
Right
so,
on. Yep.
So then it would revert to Emmett Stewie in lane number 6 to get the 5th place point,
Correct.
which would be a 1.
So we got 13 points on that race to DL's 3 points. So we open up a pretty sizable 10-point lead here, 28-18. I believe it's, if my Thief Ever Falls math is correct.
Yes, and my District 281 math out of the Twin Cities agrees with you on that.
Boy.
So we're doing pretty good. But I do like, the acoustics here are very interesting because it is an aquatic center and everything. So I'm not necessarily hearing all the acoustics, but they are announcing the cumulative scores after a certain number of events, and it is 28-18. Now we move on to the 50 free, and this will be the JV heat here. And Alexandria basically has 4 athletes competing against themselves. You've got Carson Hammond in lane 1, Weston Berkey in lane 3, Cohen Lussenden in lane 5, and Braden Iverson in lane 7. I believe Kathy Locker has referred to this event as the splash and dash, that it goes by very quickly, basically 2 laps of the pool, and that represents the 50 free. So the JV heat, if you're watching on YouTube right now, is the one that is currently run, and looks like the Cardinals' first finisher is Cohen Lussenden in the JV, and then Weston Berkey, followed by Braden Iverson and Carson Hammond for the Cardinals.
As you can see, the Lakers are having a hard time fielding much of a JV because they've only got 16 kids on their team.
Right.
And so, like I say, that JV heat of the 50 free was all Alexandria.
Now we go to the varsity heat, and for the host Lakers, Jamison Norberg will be in lane 2, Henry Mathiasen in lane 4, Abram Steinke in lane 6. They'll try to score points for the Lakers. Alexandria will have Addie Newman in lane 3, Andy Wasik in lane 5, and Sam Kalina in lane 7. The Cardinals for exhibition will have senior captain Luke Christensen in lane 1, and then Paxton Steinmetz will swim exhibition in lane 8. So if you watch on YouTube, Steinmetz will be the one near the lower part of the screen. And that means Luke Christensen is on the opposite side toward the top of the screen. And they're all into the water here, and looking to get off to a good start here is Andy Wasik for Alexandria. He's going to get to the wall first. Nice turn there, and he's already opened up about a 1.5 length lead. Looks like the Lakers have their athlete in lane 4, Henry Mathieson, trying to close some ground here, but the first place points will go to Andy Wasik out of lane 5 at 22.59 seconds. The Cardinals will get the second place points. And then I think Alexandria gets the 5th place point as well. Detroit Lakes will score a 3rd place and I believe, I'm trying to.
We got the 1-2 on that one, and then lane 5 got 7th. I didn't see. Yeah, so lane 1 actually slammed faster than lane 5.
Yeah.
So that 5th would turn into a 4th for us. So we get 1, 2, 4.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah. So then the Lakers would go 3-5 then? Is that the way to decipher that?
1, 2, yeah, 3-5, yeah.
So
1, 2, 4 is
12 to 4. So we'll recompute here, and we've got diving coming up in just a moment, the so-called midpoint of our varsity competition tonight. We're at the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center, and as we go to the break, let's give you the updated team numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. It reads Alexandria 40, Detroit Lakes 22.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Good service, good friends, and a great place to eat.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors. Serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors. One low price, plain and simple, always.
A broken tooth? Fixed in one appointment? Yes, we do that at Dental Health Associates with our CIRAC crowns. We'll fix your tooth in one appointment, which means less time off work, less time away from your family, and more convenience for you. You're in and out in one visit.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. Most of my crew has been here for decades.
The reason I've been here for so long is I love the variety and I love the different tasks throughout the day. A chance to operate many different pieces of equipment in any day.
Working here, I definitely like working with the crew. The guys are involved in training you and definitely help developing you as a person.
If I was looking for a place of employment, I would definitely apply here.
Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and I want to talk to you about your next career with us.
Next, in essence, that kind of marks a halfway point, if you will, in the competition. And Mark Storhaug, anybody that has followed Alexandria boys swimming and diving closely knows that diving coach Aaron Rooney has been very, very fortunate to work with a couple of really talented kids. Most notably Kyler Cavanaugh, now in his senior year as a captain for Alexandria. Crew Mouche, veteran diver in his junior year. And, even Eli Peterson, we'll see him on the board tonight, I believe, and he's really coming into his own. So, this is one area where I think Alexandria would have the capability of scoring more points.
Yeah, you're correct. Aaron's had some really good divers because he's developed these kids. He's one of the best coaches in the state, I believe. As a diver, he was a very good diver in high school, and was a school record holder at one point, and he went on to dive at St. Cloud State, had a very successful career there. So he's got a lot of diving experience, and then he's able to convey those experiences to his young divers here at Alexandria High School.
Yeah, so we will have the diving coming up in just a little bit. And then once we wrap up diving, then we'll have our mid-meet report brought to you by Eldon's Fresh Foods of Alexandria. So right now they're getting the lanes adjusted. I think we may have seen this, Mark, when you were coaching in the fall. The diving event has to be readjusted, that they have to take away the lane guides, I believe, from lane 7 and 8 and push those off, so that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, we have to do the same thing in our pool. We have a diving board at the end of the pool opposite the starting blocks, but that diving board is right over one of the lane guides in our pool, so we have to take lane guides out that are underneath the diving boards as well. So, yep, we have to get the pool adjusted for the diving competition, and then we'll be underway as soon as they get their a brief warm-up done.
Yeah, and I think each of the divers is getting the opportunity to take a few practice dives. Is there a limited number of practice dives that they can do before the competition begins? Or
they try not to extend a diving warm-up too long. So they're going to do, like Kyler just did a forward jump, and that's not a dive in a competition. He's just getting used to that, to the bounce of the board again, and how it feels to him at the point where he's adjusted the fulcrum. He's just trying to get comfortable again on the board, just like he was doing earlier today prior to the meet.
Yep. So as you may be watching on our YouTube channel right now, the divers are just taking their turns, testing out the board and making sure that they're comfortable with it, and then we would move on to the diving competition. Now, we won't have a junior varsity diving, portion. I think all 5 divers are competing varsity. Do they each have a total of 6 dives that they'll be doing?
Yes, they do. They all dive 6 dives. Their first dive will be something called a voluntary dive. There's a weekly dive, type of dive that they have to perform in that particular week of competition. I'm not exactly sure which direction that dive would be at this point in the season, but typically the first week that they can have a meet, they'll start off with a forward dive, then they'll go to a back dive, and so on, trying to hit the 5 categories of front, back, reverse, twister, and inward. At some point, they have to declare a voluntary dive of some sort in that that particular direction. I haven't been able to figure it out, but we'll find out in a hurry when diver number 1 gets up there which one is the required dive for this week.
Yep, and Detroit Lakes is scheduled to have 2 divers up on the board. That would be Lucas Lundberg and Cade Muff. Alexandria will have 3 divers on the board. That will include Eli Peterson, Kyler Kavanaugh, and Crew Mouche. Kyler is one of the captains for Alexandria this winter for the Cardinal boys swimming and diving team. Of course, in his sophomore year, he capped that year off by becoming the Class A boys swimming and diving state champion. Came back last year and ended up finishing second in Class A. Crew Mouche also a top 10 finisher, so he was all-state in Class A diving. It'll be interesting to see because, a lot of the competitors that, Cade and Crew competed against at state, that lineup's going to be a lot different if they're fortunate enough to make it in Double A this year.
Yes, indeed it was. That you can tell from the Class AA True Team State meet that they just participated in a week ago, where Edina had the top 3 dive totals. So they're going to be up against possibly a little bit better classification of diving, and it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge to make that top 8.
So again, we've got some practice dives going on right at the moment, and then we'll be set for the diving portion. I believe it's going to be Gavin Peterson who will go first for the diving, and then they'll alternate, I believe, Lucas Lundberg, Kyler Kavanaugh, Cade Muff, and or actually I believe it might be Crew Mouche that would go third, then Cade Muff and Kyler Kavanaugh. So we're gonna Eli Peterson.
So the inward dive must be the requirement for this week. So everybody's going to start off with some sort of an inward dive at the top of each of their lists.
And again, this is Eli Peterson on the board. And
inward 1 somersault, that's where you tumble from the end of the board facing the end of the board, and then you tumble towards the board and he ended up going in feet first, facing the same direction he started.
Now it looks like Cade Muff will be the second diver. So again, he is up on the board as you watch on our YouTube channel.
Again, an inward dive of some sort. You could do an inward dive, you could do an inward somersault, and he chooses the inward dive. That was just a tinge short of being vertical. Still a pretty decent score of 5.5.
All right. Now Crew Mouche gets his turn next.
Crew is doing the same dive that Cade Muff from DL did. We're diving the pike position that was much higher and much more vertical.
And hence probably a better score? Or?
Yep. Wow. 2 7.5s and an 8.5. Was that 8.5? Oh, that's a high scoring dive.
Now Lucas Lundberg will be the 4th diver coming up as he gets on to the diving board here.
Again, facing the end of the board as he approaches his dive, and he'll turn towards the board. That was a nice dive too. Wasn't quite as high as Crew, but it was nice and vertical on the entry. And 6s and 7.5. 6.5, 7.5. So that was a good dive too.
So now Kyler Kavanaugh will get his turn for his first dive tonight.
And he's going to do the same dive. See how he fares against Crew's point total. Nice and vertical. 8, 7.5. So he got a another point or so higher in the scoring from the judges than crew did. So you take the 3 judges that are judging the boys tonight, you add up their total, their hand scoring it with cards. They take that total of all the 3 of them and multiply by the degree of difficulty and get the total of the dive, the total award for the dive.
So now Eli Peterson with his second dive as he works his way in.
4.5, so just a little short of being vertical. He chose another inward dive. He's going to have to double up on one of the dives.
Yeah.
Because there's only 5 categories and they're doing 6 dives. So Eli chose to double up on the inward category. Cade was distracted a little bit by somebody or something going on behind the diving board, so he briefly stopped and reset.
Yep. Cade Muff now into the water for his second dive.
Not a bad dive. Feet were a little apart. A little bit further away from the board than I think the judges would like to see. So he got 4s and 4.5, so it's a decent dive. This is a newer dive for crew.
Yeah, heard the degree of difficulty, 2.1 there.
Oh, that was
my.
Pretty nicely done for a dive he hasn't typically done. So 2 5s and a 5.5. So that's, anytime you get above a 4.5 to, that 5 range, that's a pretty good dive. It's a little heavy on the entry maybe, but he's made it almost all the way around, maybe just a tint short.
Now it's Lucas Lundberg for Detroit Lakes.
Again, everybody seems to be doubling up in the inward category. Let's see if Lucas does the same. Yes, he does. That was an inward 1 1/2, and that was pretty nicely done. So you got a 6 and a 6.5 on that one, so that was a very good dive.
And now Kyler Cavanaugh with his second dive of 6.
The kids are trying to get, their dive done in a respectable distance from the board, not too close, but yet not too far. And of course, straight up and down really helps.
Yep.
So that was Kyler's dive. He was a very respectable distance from the board. He got 2 8s on that one. Kyler is off to a good start here with 2 dives that he had 2 8s.
Yep. So now round 3 of 6 rounds of diving, and you're going to say you're going to have Eli Peterson back on the board.
And he's going to do a back dive this time. He's still going to face the end of the diving board, but he is going to turn away from the board.
And he enters the water. And
not too bad. A little bit far out. Maybe his legs weren't quite straight. And so hence the 4.5, 6, 5.5.
So now it'll be Cade Muff's third opportunity on the diving board here.
And he's doing a 1.5, a forward 1.5. So he's going to make his way to the end of the board. There's the hurdle step. Not too bad. Maybe a little short, a vertical. You got a couple of 5s on that one, so that was respectable.
So up next on the diving board is the Cardinals' Crew Mouche. His third dive in the 6 rounds of diving.
He's going to do a back 1.5 in the pike position. And notice how nice and high Crew gets off the board. And very nicely done. Nice pointed toes and straight legs. They got a 6 and a couple of 5.5s.
So now We'll have Lucas Lundberg, the next competitor for Detroit Lakes. Again, 5 total divers in the varsity diving competition here in Detroit Lakes tonight. And he goes with a forward dive there, and
1.5, and he did a very nice job on that one. Got some 6s and 6.5.
And now Kyler Kavanaugh with his third dive of 6.
He's going to do a back 1.5 in the pike position, just like Crew did. See how high up he gets and how vertical he can enter. Just a smidgen over. It's the first dive he hasn't gotten an 8 on.
Yep, 7, 7, and 6.
Get 2 7s. That's still very good.
So now Eli Peterson with dive number 4.
So this is a dive from the twisting category. So he's not only going to do a somersault, but he's also going to do some twisting.
Airborne.
Where he twisted 1/2 the way around, or 1 somersault with a 1/2 twist. And
4.5 across the board, it sounds like.
Yes, yes.
So now Cade Muff of Detroit Lakes up on the board for what will be his 4th dive out of the 6. Team score at the moment has Alexandria in front of Detroit Lakes 40-22.
Again, this is a twisting dive, starting off going forward. And that was a 1.5 with a full twist.
Yeah.
A little bit more difficulty on that one. And he got 3 5s, which is a nice dive. The judges like to see height and a respectable distance from the board, not too close, not too far, and also some snappiness to the dive. And I think you see our guys, Kyler and especially Kyler and Crew are very snappy in the air.
Yeah.
So Crew gets way up in the air.
Wow. He got way above the board there.
That was a reverse dive.
Yeah.
And he got 3 6s and a halves. So that was very good. Perhaps not quite the entry that he would have liked, but a very nice dive, and he gets rewarded for that from the judges.
So again, we've got 5 divers in the competition right now. We're into round number 4, and Lucas Lundberg will have his turn next.
And he did a 2 1/2 somersault. It's a little bit further away from the board, I think, than the judges would like to see, but so he averaged a 5 on that one, which is respectable.
And now Kyler Kavanaugh with his 4th dive.
He is also doing a reverse 1 1/2 somersault. Watch the height on this one.
Yeah.
Way up there.
Yeah, very much so.
Judges will appreciate that.
Let's see if the scores come accordingly.
And you got 3 6s and 1/2.
Yep, across the board. So
I think they've used up their Yahtzee now, haven't they, though?
Maybe, yeah.
You used up their 6 1/2s.
So round 5 of 6 rounds of diving, and Alexandria's Eli Peterson is up on the board first.
Eli starts quite a ways back on the diving board. He probably has a pretty long stride for his 4-step approach. Not quite as snappy off the board, but not a bad dive. So he gets a couple of 5s in there. You can see he doesn't quite have the snappiness and the height that Kyler and Crew have.
Yeah, I'm sure that will continue to come as he gets to work with Coach Rooney.
Right, exactly.
So now Cade Muff from Detroit Lakes, the next one up on the diving board.
A little bit shorter approach, only a 3-stepper. And he does a double in the pike position.
Yeah.
Double somersault in the pike position. Maybe a little further away from the board than the judges would like to see. He gets 1-5 out of that one, otherwise a couple of 4.5s.
So Crew Mouche now to take his 5th dive.
A 1.5 somersault with a full twist in there. A lot of things going on in a twisting dive like this one. But
you are correct.
Does it very well.
Yeah. Crew Mouche for Alexandria.
Nice pointed toes.
We did get a 7 there. It is 6 and 6.5 to go along with this, the 1-7.
Yep, very nice.
So Lucas Lundberg will now be up on the board for his 5th dive of 6.
That one you don't see very often. We would call it a flying reverse somersault.
Okay.
You do it in straight position. It's a reverse 1 somersault in the straight position. And he got some good scores on it.
Yeah.
It's nice and straight in the air and a pretty decent entry in the vertical entry.
So Kyler Cavanaugh now with his 5th dive forthcoming for Alexandria.
Kyler's going to send this one up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh. He came out at the wrong time there.
Yep, that's.
He did not sight the water as well as he would have wanted to. So he came up well short on that one.
Yeah, his score is down in that 4 to 4.5 range there.
Yeah. So he got a lot of good things going on aerial wise, but the judges deducted a few points from the entry.
Eli Peterson's 6th and final dive of the night.
And a very nice double tuck.
Yep.
Just stand it up a little straighter on the entry. Well, we got a 6 in there and a couple of 5.5, so that was quite a few points for that dive.
Yep, so a last dive for Eli Peterson, and now the Lakers' Cade Muff will have the chance to step up on the board.
He's going to do a reverse 1 somersault, so he's going to approach the board in the forward position, but he's going to launch himself and throw backwards towards the board. And there he goes, and he's in there, and a pretty nice dive.
Yeah.
Maybe a little better entry, a little straighter on the legs and point those toes. But he did get a 5.5, if I heard right.
Right. I think he had a couple of 5s and a 5.5. So. Crew Mouche of the Alexandria Cardinals on the board next.
He's going to do a 2.5 like Kyler. We'll see if he can't sight that water and bring that dive into the water in a straighter position. Plenty of height.
Yeah,
and he actually washed it over a little bit. So
yeah,
we got the opposite of Kyler. They're not going to deduct quite as much for that one, though.
So 2 6s and a 6.5 for Crew Mouche.
Still good. The judges would rather see you wash it over a little bit than come up short and not finish out the requirements of the dive. 2.4 degree of difficulty. That's what they'll be multiplying the total of the judges' scores.
Oh. Seemed to be a lot of action as he was coming off the board there.
Reverse one somersault with 1.5 twists on that one. So he got a 6 in there. So
yeah,
pretty nicely done. See if Kyler can rebound after that. After that 2.5. He's going to do 2 twists with a 1.5 somersault. He's going to send it up high. Ooh. And he finishes it pretty strong.
Yeah. Good way to wrap up the diving there for Cotter Cavanaugh.
He got a couple of 6s and a 6.5. And that's a wrap.
Yep. So now do all the numbers from the judges, do they compile to get your overall score? Or?
Right. So each dive, you total up the judges. So if they get 3 5s, that's 15 for the judges' score. And then if you're, multiplying that by a degree of difficulty of 2, then you take 2 times that 15 and you get 30 points. And
very good.
Keep totaling that up as you go through the 6 rounds.
So we are going to take a break here, being the diving is wrapped up, and we will return and we'll have a brief Eldon's Fresh Foods mid-meet report. Right now, these words on KXRA and on our Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage.
Resorts Marine in Osakis. Check us out for new and used boats, pontoons, UTVs, and golf carts. For the whole outdoors, shop us first, shop us last, just shop us. Resorts Marine and Outdoors in Osakis.
Life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard. We build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
A successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted Best Real Estate Company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new and used equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
Welcome back to the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center for Alexandria Cardinal Boys Swimming and Diving and our Eldon's Fresh Foods mid-meet report. Still waiting for the official numbers in terms of the place finishes for diving. Through 4 events, Alexandria had a lead of 18 points at 40-22. And Mark Storhaug, your observations on what we've seen through the first 4 events plus the diving competition. You know, I think Alexandria has a lot of different people trying some new events, and I think that experimentation seems to be paying off pretty well.
Yeah, they still have a nice, a comfortable lead of, after the first 4 swimming races of 40-22. Lots of people, I hope, are having a satisfying time swimming something else. We had most of the kids in the first 4, in the first 3 individual races were swimming something different. The 50 free, we had some people that I would slam it before, but it's fun to swim something else instead of swimming over and over again the same thing and becoming kind of stale. So and asking your body to challenge in a different race is sometimes an advantage to not getting complacent in their normal things that they will probably swim later on and towards the tournaments.
And I believe we are going to be ready to start the next event coming up. It would be the 100 butterfly. So we're going to wrap up our Eldon's Fresh Foods mid-meet report right there. We'll enjoy some more words from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage, and then we're back to Detroit Lakes with more of our live broadcast of Alexandria boys swimming and diving after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help you get back to the right path. Visit lmhc.org. Help today for a better tomorrow.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
They haven't had a warm-up yet, so.
To the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center with more of our live broadcast coverage of high school boys swimming and diving. Thanks for joining us tonight on our YouTube channel, where you get the streaming video with the KXRA radio play-by-play. We appreciate you going old school with us if you're doing radio only. I know that swimming is a sport that doesn't necessarily transcribe over to radio exclusively, so that's why we encourage you, if you've got access to our website, voiceofalexandria.com, to watch tonight's broadcast on our YouTube channel. And again, we're still awaiting the diving final numbers here before the swimming events get underway. Again, Alexandria with an 18-point lead prior to diving, and I would presume, with Kyler Cavanaugh and Crew Mouche, although Kyler's 5th dive out of 6 probably is one that he doesn't uncharacteristically, I wouldn't say a clunker per se because he's got so much talent on the board, but I think he was practicing that fifth dive, Mark, as we were kind of in a break there, and seems like he overcame a little bit of his frustration on a rather lackluster score that he got for dive number 5.
Yeah, he was a little shy of completing the 2.5 somersaults in his fifth dive there, and after the diving competition was up, after the diving competition was over, and before they pulled the lane guides over for the swimming races, a couple of the guys got on the board one more time and tried some of the dives that they weren't too happy with, and Kyler ripped his 2.5 like we would have normally expected.
Yep, so once we are aware of the diving place finishes, we will share those with you. I know Mark has access to an app which is plugged into the scoring that's going on here at the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center. Again, Alexandria able to get some distance in events 3 and 4. Big points for Alexandria in the 200-yard individual medley, where Alexandria went, I believe, 1, 2, 3 in that competition to go 13-3. And then the very next event, the 50 freestyle, Alexandria, led by Andy Wasik, went a 1-2-4 there for 12 points to 4 for Detroit Lakes. So that has Alexandria in a good spot right now. And we've got a little bit of practice work by the athletes before the next event gets underway. It'll be event number 6 out of 12.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the diving referee is probably in the pool office double checking the diving scores right now by hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They don't seem to have a way of doing it any other way besides manually. I know our computers at our pool do it automatically. We have to punch in the scores as the dives are completed, but the totals are kept in the computer, and we are able to see the final scores immediately after their 6th dive.
And maybe we can, also offer an explanation. As the diving was taking place, of course, there are 3 judges that are computing scores. My question, would Detroit Lakes diving coach and then Coach Rooney be 2 of the 3 judges for the diving, or? Usually
it's a coach from each team and then one of the referees.
Okay.
From the meets.
Yeah, because I thought I saw Aaron kind of flipping, the number card,
Yep.
Over into the direction of the scorers table. So.
Right on. So for a bigger meet, they'll have 7 judges for a multi-team meet. Or, I suppose it could be like if they had a small triangular meet, they might have 5 judges. But for this one, for typical dual meets, they have 3. 1 from each team and then 1 official.
So when the swimming resumes in just a few minutes, we'll have the 100 butterfly and the 100 freestyle. So a couple of sprint events there. Alexandria leads in the team category right now. Prior to the diving scores being posted, 40-22 for Alexandria after 4 events scored. So Alexandria in a good spot right now. The Cardinals under head coach Kathy Walker coming in at 5-0 in the dual meet schedule, 4-0 in the Central Lakes Conference. Alexandria will have 2 more Central Lakes Conference dual meets next week. One is a makeup on Monday at Wilmer, and then the other one is a regularly scheduled event on Thursday at home against Sartell. So this year the schedule kind of broke, where Alexandria had some home competitions at Discovery Middle School right away, and then on the road for a bit in the January portion of the schedule. Now one more road trip to Wilmer on Monday, and then home to Sartell. And in essence, that will be Alexandria's senior night that night, where the Cardinal upperclassmen will be recognized.
So right now the teams are allowed a little bit of a warm-up after the diving is over with, since they've been sitting around for the past half hour or so maybe, and so they're just kind of getting their bearings back and warming up those muscles again in preparation for the second half of the swimming competition.
And what we're going to see as I look at the heat sheet here, Mark, when swimming resumes, every one of the athletes that's in the varsity 100 butterfly is an Alexandria Cardinal athlete. So I know that, really Detroit Lakes will have some people out in the pool for the 100 free. So being that there are 4 athletes that would likely compete in the 100 butterfly, how would point distribution go there? I mean,
we'd get 13 for the 1, 2, 3. There wouldn't be a fourth for us because that fourth person is typically in lane 1 for us and would be exhibition. So we get first, second, third, and Detroit Lakes not having enough kids to field a butterfly. Any butterfly participants would get 0 points, so we get 13 to 0.
So rather than 16 points being distributed, it's only 13. So
right.
Okay, very good.
You can still only get a 1, 2, 3, even though we have 4 kids in there.
Yep, and I believe the lane assignments will have Gavin Gilbertson. He'll be swimming exhibition in lane number 1, and then the lanes where the scoring will count: Tony Olson in lane 3. Addie Newman in lane 5 and Gunnar Rock in lane 7. That's for the 100 butterfly coming up in just a few moments. I think we're going to get the diving total or diving place finishes here, and we'll try to share those with you as we go, hearing them from the public address announcer. Eli Okay, revealing the numbers for diving, Alexandria will go 1, 2, and 5. Kyler Kavanaugh, top point getter, 256.6, I believe. Crew Mouche in second, 246 points. Lucas Lundberg of Detroit Lakes in third with a score of 211.85. Cade Muff from Detroit Lakes in fourth with a score of 162. And Eli Peterson for Alexandria will get the 5th place points. So Alexandria will outscore DL 11-5 in that event to increase the lead at 51-27 now. And now we go into the 100 butterfly again. At the top, swimming exhibition, Gavin Gilbertson. Meanwhile, Tony Olson in lane 3. Addie Newman in lane 5 and Gunnar Rock in lane 7. It looks like Addie Newman, the first one to the wall through the first 25 yards.
We have a couple of kids in this race that have some experience in the butterfly. Addie Newman in lane 5, he's swam it before, and he's gone 101.53 this year, and Gunnar Rock has also swam it in lane 7. His best time this year, 104.37.
Yep, so Addie Newman again working in lane 5 toward the middle of the pool here. It's opened up about a 2.5 body length lead. And then you got Gunnar Rock nearby in lane 7, Tony Olson the opposite way in lane number 3. So those will be the point getters for Alexandria in the event here as Addie Newman works his way toward touching the wall, and it looks like he'll go at 1 minute, 0.74 for the winning time.
That's an 0.8 of a second improvement.
And Gunnar Rock, 1 minute, 7 seconds, 0.77. And 108.46 for Tony Olson. So Addie Newman will get the first place points. Gunnar Rock the second place points. And Tony Olson the third place points. So that makes it a 64-27 Alexandria lead through 6 completed events. Now we're going to have the JV 100 freestyle. Again, all Alexandria athletes here. Lanes 3, 5, and 7 at the top of your screen. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be Hayden Samuelson. In the middle, Gavin Bryan. And toward the lower part of your screen, Weston Berkey. Again, basically 4 laps here for the 100 yards. And it looks like Hayden Samuelson getting off to the early advantage in lane number 3. He'll touch the wall first, and then you have your turn. And again, very close between him and Gavin Bryan as they're about to work their way through the midpoint of this Junior Varsity 100 freestyle event.
Again, this is one of those, we would call it a sprint race. I guess most races in a high school league, in a high school swimming meet, are sprints because most of them are 100 yards or less. So this would be a sprint race. So you're just trying to swim almost as hard as you can, probably bringing it out the first 2 lengths, probably 90%, and then those last 2 lengths, you're just trying to see how well you can bring it home.
Yep, Hayden Samuelson will touch the wall first. 56.71 his time. Gavin Bryan just under a minute at 59.96, and then Weston Berkey at 107.56. Again, Junior Varsity heat here, so
Hayden had a really nice time. His best time previous to this was 58.5, and he went 56.7.
Oh, impressive. That's boy, a second and a half at least on the drop there. So, okay, now we're going to have athletes to watch out for. 3 for Detroit Lakes, 3 for Alexandria in the 100 free. Emmett Stewie in lane 2, Henry Mathieson in lane 4, and Andrew Barberg in lane 6. The Cardinals will counter with Keaton Doomer in lane 3, Micah Kitzman in lane 5, and Carson Bumgarner in lane 7. So
you might remember that Micah took a first in the individual medley earlier in the first half of the meet. Very talented swimmer.
Yep, so he'll be off.
I would expect him to come out on top. If there is a Cardinal win, it will probably be from Micah, and he's off to a great start.
Yep, it looks like he is able to get out in front, opening up about a half a body length lead as he makes his first turn at the wall. Now working from our right to left. But spots 2, 3, 4, 5, very competitive between the other swimmers here. But Micah Kitzman leading the way as he moves into the second part of the 100 freestyle. And right now it looks like the second place may belong to Keaton Doomer over in lane 3. And then Detroit Lakes' Henry Mathieson kind of hanging in third in lane 4. Final turn at the wall, Micah Kitzman still with about a body length lead as he works his way toward home. It's going to be tight for the second place honors.
Finish.
Yep, Micah Kitzman will go 52.67 to win.
And Keaton just got touched out by a tenth of a, 2/100ths of a second there.
Yeah, it looks like
really nice time though.
Yep.
His best time before that was 54.77. He just went 53.91.
Yep. So Micah, Keaton Doomer with the third place points. It looks like Alexandria will go 1, 3, and 4 with Detroit Lakes getting the 2 and 5 spots. So we'll update the numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard when we come back. But right now on our latent media platforms, we're going to take a break and enjoy these words from our boosters of Cardinal sports coverage.
As the seasons change, so do the needs of your car. That's when Alexandria drivers turn to Mike and Josh at Precision Auto. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust a pro. Precision Auto on 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
Trum Drug has things in every aisle that you won't find anywhere else, and many of them are made right here in Minnesota. Stop in and grab something for yourself, a friend, or family. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
If you haven't experienced all new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
As we come back to the action at the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center, as you watch on our YouTube channel, the 500 freestyle event is now underway. Identifying the swimmers in lane 3, it's the Cardinals' Gavin Peterson. Andy Wasik is in lane 5, and Micah Overshiner is in lane 7. They'll all have the opportunity to score for Alexandria. Ben Matheson is in lane 4 for Detroit Lakes, and Ethan Johnson is in lane 6. And Mark, I believe this is the one where, a full of 500 yards ends up being swimming the length of the pool 20 times. Is that correct?
That is correct. And so this will be our distance race, our true distance race. And this isn't typically something that Andy does. He's typically the breaststroker, IMer 50 freestyle type. But he's trying something new, something that will challenge him, and he's off to a good start. He's got about a half a full length lead.
Yeah, I believe right now their swimmers are working through their, 6th or 7th trips.
Length, yep.
So Andy Wasik, the leader right now, has completed his 7 lengths of the pool. So he's got 13 more to go. Obviously, when he touches the wall off to our left, he'll then have 12 full lengths to go. So it looks like stretching out is not hurting Andy Wasik one bit.
No, he's out in the 200 free in 157.6, which is a respectable time in the 200 free for tonight's events.
Now, I think you were collaborating with Coach Walker ahead of the broadcast here. Are all the Alexandria kids, Andy and Gavin Peterson, Mike Overshiner, are they all new to this event? Or
yes, they have yet to swim it, according to the report I got. So this is something that's really challenging. Keaton is usually a backstroker. His specialty is probably the backstroke, and he's trying something definitely new and challenging in the 500. And same with Micah. Micah is more of a 100-yard specialist as well, and he's trying something else tonight. I'm sure they're going to feel it. This is not a race that it's over and done with right away. You got to withstand 6 minutes of swimming, and you're trying to overcome the oxygen, carbon dioxide buildup in your muscles. And
I believe when you were an outstanding swimmer back in the day up at Lincoln High School in Thief River Falls, was the 500 what you would consider your specialty event? Or
it was. I slammed the 200 individual medley in the first half of the meet, and then the 500-yard free in the second half. So I really enjoy it, the 500-yard free, and I don't think many people could say that.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, when you're in the pool 5, 6, 7 minutes and everything, you're doing a lot of work to make that happen.
The thing about it is that most of the sprinters are big strapping guys like Andy, but for a guy that's only 5'8" and probably weighed about 135 pounds in high school, I had a lot of endurance. So that's why I flourished in the 500-yard free. I definitely couldn't swim as fast as some of the kids that I was competing against from other towns in the 50 free or the 100 free, but I had that capacity to keep going when the going got tough and to keep going for over 5 minutes.
Again, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, the 500 freestyle is the event currently in progress. 5 athletes in the pool occupying lanes 3 through 7. Gavin Peterson in lane 3, Andy Wasik for Alexandria in lane 5, Micah Overshiner in lane 7. And then for Detroit Lakes, Ben Matheson in lane 4. And Ethan Johnson in lane number 6.
So this is the last length and a half for Andy.
Yep.
And he has stretched out the lead to about an entire pool length. He gets the orange signal from the counter, who happens to be Micah Kitzman in the back of that, in the end of the pool there. So he is bringing it home.
Yeah, Andy Wasik
cruising to an easy victory.
Yeah, and so again, an opportunity to try this event, and Andy Wasik's going to end up with the first place points for the Alexandria Cardinals. So
that is a very good time of 5:12. Give you an idea how fast that is. I was the section record holder in 1976. I slammed 5:06. He just slammed 5:12 in the middle of the season. Doesn't look very phased to me.
Yeah.
So he's acknowledging a good effort to his teammates.
Second place finish is going to the, I believe it'll be Ben Matheson for Detroit Lakes. Third place for Gavin Peterson of Alexandria. And then I think Ethan Johnson fourth, and or we'll wait and see. We still have a couple of athletes. I think Micah Overshiner in lane 7 and Ethan Johnson in lane 6. They're about to wrap up.
Yep.
I think Ethan Johnson will get the fourth place points. So right. Alexandria will go 1-3-5, I believe, if I'm reading the scoreboard correctly, with Andy Wasik winning, Gavin Peterson third, Micah Overshiner fifth. So that would be 10-6 for the Alexandria Cardinals. Let's go ahead and take another break, updating the numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in boys swimming and diving. Alexandria leads Detroit Lakes 85-38.
As the seasons change, so do the needs of your car. That's when Alexandria drivers turn to Mike and Josh at Precision Auto. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust a pro. Precision Auto on 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
Trum Drug has things in every aisle that you won't find anywhere else, and many of them are made right here in Minnesota. Stop in and grab something for yourself, a friend, or family. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
If you haven't experienced the all-new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
On location at the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center, we're about ready to begin the 200-yard free relay. Each team will have 3 relays in this event, so 3 of the relays will score. For Alexandria, Sam Kalina, Addie Newman, Keaton Doomer, and Micah Kitzman in lane 3. Luke Christensen, Eli Wimmer, Zach Iverson, and Andy Wasik in lane 5. Peter Wasik, Gunnar Rock, Cohen Lessenden, and Carson Bumgarner in lane 7. Detroit Lakes has Liam Bennett, Paxton Steinmetz, Zach Westholter, and Dominic Rutham in lane 2. Alex Mack, Andrew Barberg, Ben Matheson, and Henry Matheson in lane 4. Lucas Lundberg, Emmett Stewie, Jamison Norberg, and Abram Steinke in lane number 6. And Mark, this is an event that moves by rather quickly. I mean, I think only 8 laps total with the 200 free relay.
4 kids, 2 lengths each, and we're halfway through.
So now the third athlete for each team in the pool. That would be Keaton Doomer in lane 3 for the Cardinals, Zach Iverson in lane 5, Cohen Lessenden in lane 7. So,
and we are in first place right now, but second and third is highly contested, just behind by a few feet.
Yeah.
But look who we've got on the end here, Andy Wasik in lane 5.
Right, and he likely will provide a good closing kick for the Alexandria Cardinals.
You bet. He's swimming against Micah Kitzman, though, so this is going to be a tight finish for the Cardinals for who's going to get first and second place.
Yep.
And probably Andy's going to be a little tired just getting out of the pool from the 500-yard free.
Yeah.
So his crew is in second place while the team in lane 3 with Micah Kitzman takes the first.
Yep, so first place points to the Alexandria relay of Sam Kalina, Addie Newman, Keaton Doomer, Micah Kitzman. Looks like the Cardinals will get the second place points. Detroit Lakes will get the third place points. So basically a 12-2 margin, I believe, for the Cardinals there. So
we have reached a point now where Detroit Lakes cannot win. Well,
yep.
There's 186 points awarded in a swimming meet. We've got over half of them right now at 97.
Right.
Once you get to 93, you're guaranteed at least a tie. And if you get 94, you're guaranteed a win.
So we're going to go to another break, a 60-second timeout. As we get you there, let's give you the updated team numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in boys swimming and diving. Alexandria leads at Detroit Lakes, 97-40.
Fresh, family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
For over 30 years, Northland Buildings has been providing quality post-frame buildings to customers, serving clients across the upper Midwest since 1994. Northland Buildings. Quality buildings built tough for the Northland.
Northland Buildings.
Resorts Marine in Osakis. Check us out for new and used boats, pontoons, UTVs, and golf carts. For the whole outdoors, shop us first, shop us last, just shop us. Resorts Marine and Outdoors in Osakis.
Being locally owned here at the Culvers of Alexandria, Charles Johnson and myself, John Loomis, are very proud to be a part of the community. We enjoy the time we get to spend here, the memories we've made, and we're excited to see you after the game when you need to refuel. Go Cardinals!
At the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center, the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team is meeting the Detroit Lakes Lakers. If you are watching on our YouTube channel right now, what you are seeing on the screen is the junior varsity 100 backstroke. Alexandria has 3 athletes in the pool right now. Gavin Bryan in lane 3, Hayden Samuelson in lane 5, and Kyle Wenzel in lane 7. So Kyle would be in the lower part of your screen if you're watching tonight on YouTube. And Hayden Samuelson, I believe, is the one that will cross and touch the wall first. And he had a time of 1:11.85.
At this point in the swimming meet, to keep from running up the score, lots of times the opposing coaches that are, winning by quite a large margin will swim what we call exhibition only and give away all the first, second, third place points to the team that's behind, so that the score don't get so lopsided. I don't know that that's what Coach Walker is doing, but
yeah, we'll wait and see. I know when you've been a coach, you have done that. Do you talk to the opposing team's coach ahead of time to kind of get their feeling on it? I know some people don't want that charity necessarily.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'd rather see our score, whatever the score really is. I'd rather see that than because it's going to look on paper like it's going to be 97 to 80 something, and
right.
But really, it's going to be 130 to
right.
to 50.
So now we've got the varsity 100 backstroke. The athletes for Alexandria: Eli Wimmer in lane 3, Zach Iverson in lane 5, Tony Olson in lane 7. Detroit Lakes has Liam Bennett in lane 2, Ethan Johnson in lane 4, Alex Mack in lane 6, Jonah Monette near the top of the screen. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, he is swimming exhibition in lane number 1. So the athletes working through their first 100 meters in the backstroke, and it looks like in lane 3, I think Eli Wimmer opening up a slim lead, although he's got Tony Olson doing some nice work down in lane number 7 here. And as they make the turn, I think, again, Eli Wimmer with maybe length by a shoulder blade or 2. Alexandria likely will go 1, 2, 4 in this particular event, and I think it's going to be Eli Wimmer who's going to get the first place honors, and his winning time 106.88. And then the Cardinals will also get the second place points for Tony Olson. Third place points, again, that was exhibition for Jonah Monette. So lane 6, it'll be Alex Mack getting the third place points. And then I believe Zach Iverson for the Cardinals, fourth place points. And then Ethan Johnson would get the fifth place points. So Alexandria again.
12-4 here. 12 points to 4 points. So if we added them up normally.
109 to 44.
44, right.
Yeah. So
but
now
we'll have to see. I see Kathy Walker's walking over to the scoring table. I wonder if she's going to send a message to the scorekeeper that she wants to sum the rest of the meet exhibition or not. We'll see.
Yeah, so we'll get that determination. We've got the 100-yard junior varsity breaststroke here for the Alexandria Cardinals. They've got 3 in the pool right now. Carson Hammond in lane 3, Keaton Doomer in lane 5, and Gavin Gilbertson is in lane 7. So again, 4 laps of the pool here for the 100-yard breaststroke. The varsity heat will be following this one. So right now, looks like Keaton Doomer, the first one to reach midway through the breaststroke event here. Again, this is the junior varsity heat. Varsity will follow this. So Keaton Doomer about close to half a pool length lead. Then Gavin Gilbertson down in lane number 7. Carson Hammond in lane number 3.
You'll see them pushing off the wall after each turn, and they are allowed 1 dolphin kick and 1 underwater pull down before they reach forward for the surface and add that final leg kick. So there are some underwater work here and some rules to follow for the breaststroke turns and the start.
So Keaton Doomer got a time of 1:16.54. Gavin Gilbertson down in lane 7, just under a minute and a half, and then Carson Hammond in lane number 3 at 1:35.57. So your lineup for the varsity 100 breaststroke for the visiting Alexandria Cardinals: Cohen Lussenden will be in lane 3. Captain Luke Christensen in lane 5, and then senior Sam Kalina in lane 7. Detroit Lakes will have Dominic Rutham in lane 2, Zach Westholter in lane 4, and Paxton Steinmetz in lane 6.
3 kids in this race have had experience in the breaststroke. Cohen Lussenden swam it. His best time this year, 1:12.57. Luke Christensen swam it in 1:09 flat, and Sam Kalina in 1:12.84.
So these are some breaststrokers with experience for the visitors as they are all in the pool now.
Just kind of an oddity tonight that we've got all 3 of our scoring people that had experience in that race.
Yep, and immediately it looks like Luke Christensen gets to the early advantage. He'll touch the wall first, and really his 2 teammates are not that far behind right now. 1, 2, 3 for Alexandria in this varsity 100-yard breaststroke. And Luke Christensen continuing to lead the way here. Touches the wall. He's halfway through his event.
Again, they get that 1 underwater dolphin kick, a pull down, and then a kick as they stretch for the surface on their breakout.
So right now it's Luke Christensen in first, Cohen Lussenden over in lane 3 in second. At the moment, Sam Kalina in third place for Alexandria. And then the Lakers swimmers, it looks like their best performance right now, Zach Westholter in lane number 4. He might end up finishing with the 4th place points here for the Lakers. As Alexandria will get the winning time from Luke Christensen, 1:08.57.
That's his best time of the year.
And Cohen Lussenden, I believe, 1:10.64 for second, and then Sam Kalina 1:13.11 for the third place honors.
That's Cohen's best time by almost 2 seconds.
And then in lane 4, Zach Westholter ended up with the fourth place points, and then it ended up being Dominic Rutham with the fifth place points. I believe. I think well, actually, we're gonna take our final break here. Let's update the numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in varsity boys swimming and diving. Alexandria in front of Detroit Lakes, 122-47.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
As we come back to Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center, the final event of the night is now running. It is the Varsity 400 free relay. Alexandria looking to score points with athletes in lanes 3, 5, and 7. Hayden Samuelson, Eli Wimmer, Zach Iverson, and Micah Kitzman in lane 3. Tony Olson, Carson Bumgarner, Gavin Peterson, and Andy Wasik in lane 5. Gavin Bryan, Weston Berkey, Carson Hammond, and Braden Iverson in lane 7. Detroit Lakes has the opportunity to get points in lane 4 with Abram Steinke, Jamison Norberg, Ethan Johnson, and Emmett Stewie. Alexandria has exhibition up at the top of the screen if you're watching on YouTube with Jonah Monette, Micah Overshiner, Gunnar Rock, and Kyle Wenzel. And I believe clarifying the score numbers, I believe what the public address announcer said as we were going into the break, 123-46 is Alexandria's advantage over the Lakers here. So
I wonder if the Cardinals coaches have split up the talent in the relays in lane 3 and 5 because they are neck and neck.
Yeah, and I think that's some of what Coach Walker mentioned during our Chuckner Motors pre-meet show, you know, challenge each other as teammates.
Right.
You know, when you get to an event like this where, you know, basically the majority of the people in the pool are from Alexandria. So right now we're working through as you've got in lanes 3 and 5, pretty competitive there for the Cardinals 400 relay. It looks like it's going to be lane 3.
We're gonna end up with Micah Kitzman and Andy Wasik swimming again, just like we did in the 200 free relay.
Right.
Where Micah edged out Andy probably because Andy was fresh off the 500-yard free and probably hadn't caught his breath quite enough to finish as strong as he would have liked, although I'm sure he had a very nice split anyway.
Yep, Micah Kitzman about ready to go into lane 3, but it's Andy Wasik into the pool first to run the last 100 yards, swimming the 400 free relay. And Andy Wasik will touch the wall first. Micah Kitzman close. They're only separated by about a half a body length, but I think Andy Wasik's size is helping him out. He can really stretch with the reach there, and he's going to end up getting the first place points to help Alexandria's relay in lane 5 get the advantage there. And now another turn here.
The final 25.
Yep, and again, Andy Wasik leading by about a length over Micah Kitzman. The Cardinals are going to go 1-2. I believe Detroit Lakes relay will get the third place points here. So 3:39.77 will be the winning relay time, where Andy Wasik swam the anchor there for Alexandria. Second place points go to the Alexandria B relay, and still waiting to determine how the third place relay is going to go. And I think it could very well be down in lane 7 that Braden Iverson anchoring the relay there might, oh, nope, it looks like Detroit Lakes will get the third place team points. Alexandria had a relay exhibitioning in lane 1, but I think Detroit Lakes will get the third place points in the relay, and now some extra cheering going on for Braden Iverson as he wraps up his performance in the 400 free relay. Basically the last athlete to complete the night for the Alexandria Cardinals. So Alexandria is going to go 12-2 in the 400 free relay, and Alexandria ends up winning convincingly tonight. I believe the computations would have Alexandria prevailing at Detroit Lakes 135-48. So a win for the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team raises the Cardinals dual meet record to 6-0 on the year. That includes a 5-0 dual meet record in the Central Lakes Conference. Detroit Lakes still searching for its first win in CLC action. The Lakers now at 0-7 overall and 0-7 in the Central Lakes Conference. So that's going to wrap up our play-by-play for Alexandria boys swimming and diving. We invite you to stay tuned. We're going to take a break. We'll enjoy some words from our boosters of Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage, and then we'll return to the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center with our Jutner Motors post-meet report after this timeout.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Better water starts with EcoWater. Get started today and discover EcoWater's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Morris.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for people who have experience and are willing to work hard. For those that do, you can earn up to 6 figures working for my company. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors. Serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors. One low price, plain and simple, always.
A broken tooth? Fixed in one appointment? Yes, we do that at Dental Health Associates with our CEREC crowns. We'll fix your tooth in one appointment, which means less time off work, less time away from your family, and more convenience for you. You're in and out in one visit.
From your first home to a growing family, life keeps moving. Hi, I'm Sarah Iverson with State Farm Insurance. Every change means something new to protect. Let's start a conversation today about your peace of mind, because like a good neighbor, Sarah Iverson will be there.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new and used equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best. Piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles 6 times for a great deal at Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
Ford, Lincoln, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, make it Jutner Motors your best price dealer. Make it Jutner Motors your best price dealer.
Welcome Welcome back to the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center, where the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team prevails over the Detroit Lakes Lakers. The final score tonight, 135-48, as Alexandria stays undefeated in dual mates this year. The Lakers were able to gain a slim advantage after the first relay, the 200 medley relay, but then Alexandria really started to take over in the 3 swimming events before diving. The Cardinals continued to build their lead after diving, and Alexandria would go on to a comfortable win against a Detroit Lakes team that had only 16 athletes suiting up tonight. Alexandria was a bit shorthanded itself. One of the seniors, Cam Costers, was not able to compete tonight because he was under the weather, but Alexandria has a lot of talent among the team, and the Cardinals really performed well, getting the victory tonight by a score of 135-48. We welcome you to our post-meet coverage, brought to you by Juckner Motors of Alexandria. Along with Mark Storhaug, I am D-Mac Dave McClurg. We've got J.P. Boleen as our videographer. I believe a couple of Alexandria Cardinal athletes will be joining us upstairs in just a little while, and we will have them come on the air when they for Alexandria, an opportunity, as Coach Walker mentioned during the Juckner Motors pre-meet show earlier. You know, we want the kids to challenge themselves, kind of get out of their comfort zone and, you know, try something different. How would you assess what Alexandria was able to do when these athletes were trying something different?
Well, it was an interesting night for everybody, I'm sure. Trying something new is always, uncomfortable sometimes, and but I think they overcame that discomfort, and they had a good evening of competition. We certainly we weren't starved for points. We ended up, even though we had a switched up lineup, we still ended up with 10 first place finishes out of the 12 races. A couple of wins by Micah Kitzman and Andy Wasik. Andy definitely swam some things he hasn't swam before, like the 500-yard free. That's not something that a lot of people would have chosen for a challenge, but it certainly did a great job.
Very good, and I think we're going to get a couple of the athletes joining us upstairs. Our post-meet interviews brought to you by Quality Toyota of Fergus Falls. How far would you drive for a great deal from Quality Toyota? What's your number? Check out their selection online at qualitytoyota.net, or the next time you're in Fergus Falls, you can visit their showroom located on West Lincoln Avenue. And we will let you tell us who you are first of all.
I'm Andy Wasik. I'm a junior at Alexandria.
I'm Luke Christensen, and I'm a senior at Alexandria.
Well, Andy, we'll start with you first of all. If you're okay with holding the microphone, I'll let you kind of work your way through here. But I know that you were given the opportunity to try some different things. I think Mark Storhaug was just mentioning it's not customary for you to be swimming the 500 freestyle, but yet you did that tonight and you got a first place finish. How did it feel getting out of your zone for a little bit?
I'll tell you, the 500 is a hard event. I really envy the guys that can swim that well. I got out there, I was a lot of ambition. I was gonna swim as fast as I can. Got out there halfway through, I was like, oh my gosh, tired. That was a hard event.
Yeah, but yet you still were able to work your way through and ultimately get the first place points for Alexandria. You know, the Cardinals have a lot of different people that can get points in different spots. Andy, you've been responsible for getting a lot of those team points. What's your assessment of how the season's unfolded so far?
I think our season has been going a lot better than we thought it would at the beginning of the season. We've been undefeated so far. We've beaten a lot of good teams, and we won true team sections this far. And I don't think many people on our team thought we were going to do that good. But we had a lot of little kids step up. We got a lot of the seniors do better than they thought they were going to do, and it really elevated our team.
We are visiting with Andy Wasik, and then we'll get Luke Christensen in on the conversation. But Mark, I'll let you visit with Andy here, and then I'll kind of jump back in.
Well, Andy, I was talking about the 500-yard free while we were watching you, and I said that was my specialty. So I was, enthused about your performing the 500-yard free. You swam a great time of 5:12, and I was just remarking that in 1976 I was the section champ at 5:06. So you swam a 5:12 in the middle of the season, easy peasy. I'm sure if you were a 500-yard free specialist, you would have gotten under 5 minutes later on in the season if that would have been something you would have chosen. But I'm sure you'll want to go back to your normal races during the end part of the season.
Yeah, I'm a 50, 100 guy, I think. My first 100 of the 500 was a 54, and then my next one was a 103, so...
It's a little bit of a lag there.
A little bit of a slower.
Yeah. But you handled it well. I mean, you probably were pretty even keeled the rest of the way, and you signed a very respectable 5:12.
That's mostly because of our coaches. We swim so much in practice every day. If it weren't for that, I would have died so much harder on that 500.
The training definitely comes into play when you're doing a distance race. Yeah.
Andy, what would you consider your specialty event, or the relay that you feel that you are a big contributor for?
Well, last year I was a breaststroke IMer, so I swam all these strokes, and this year I'm kind of transitioning more to the 100 freestyle and the 50 freestyle, kind of get those, because those are what we assume the weaker in the state, so I want to place higher in state in those events, so that's what I've been swimming.
Do you anticipate, I know that your senior year is still ahead next winter and everything, but would those sprint events be what you would focus on? Because I have a feeling you might be swimming on the college level someday.
You know, if you would have asked me in 8th grade what I'd be swimming, I would have told you I'd be swimming the same thing the whole time, but I don't think there's been a year where I swam the same 2 events, so we'll see how it goes. I do like the 50 and the 100. I'd want to swim them next year, but we'll see what happens.
Very good. Andy, we're going to let you stick around here, and I'll let you pass the microphone on to senior Luke Christensen, who joins us here. And Luke, first of all, great to be visiting with you for a couple of moments. Number question, and I forgot to ask this about Andy. How many years have you been active in the sport of swimming, going back to your days of youth?
Yeah, so I joined swimming in 6th grade, so then this would be my 7th year of swimming.
Okay.
And it'll be my 6th year on the high school team.
Was it influences from friends that got you interested in the sport, or what eventually drew you to the Discovery Middle School pool?
Actually, it was my parents. They wanted me to do a winter sport, and they didn't want me to do hockey or wrestling. And so I was kind of like left to decide, and I thought, I'll try out swimming. I've always liked being in the lake and stuff, and it definitely worked out that I picked the right one.
So tell us a little bit, Luke, about your night, how you would sum up, the events that you were in, and were you also able to, kind of challenge yourself in an event that you don't normally swim?
Yeah, I actually swam the 50 freestyle today, and I think that's the first time I've ever swam that in a meet before, so it was really fun. I didn't get the time that I was hoping for, but it's a brand new event to me, so it'll be fun to practice that a bit more and work for that for relays later on in the season.
Yeah, I would think, that's an event that goes by so fast. I mean, it's I believe Coach Walker calls it the splash and dash and everything. Did it go as fast as you would have anticipated?
Yeah, it was over in a heartbeat. I'm used to swimming more distance events, so swimming the 50 was like, wow, I'm done already. It was really weird.
Mark, we'll let you share some of your thoughts with Luke Christensen here.
Well, I know that I've worked with you in the pool. We're working on your breaststroke. You had a nice time. I think it was a 108.
Yeah, it was 108.
So that was your best time of the season, I do believe.
Yeah, that's my best time ever.
So you're looking good. Your stroke is looking better. What kinds of things are you still going to want to work on in that particular race if that's something you're going to do later on?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to be swimming later on in the year, and I really got to work on my second 50 in that. I took it out really, really great, and I got to work on the back half of that race a little bit, I think. There's a lot that I leave out there still.
So perhaps a little bit more training in the breaststroke, in practice, to help out with that endurance.
Yes, lots more drills and working on the more distance breaststroke stuff.
Your technique is looking good. I'm happy with your progress, and
very happy.
I look forward to watching you at the tournaments later on.
Yeah, it'll be really fun.
Luke, you are one of the 3 captains for the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team this winter. How special is that for you to be recognized by your teammates as a de facto leader on this year's boys swimming and diving team?
It's really awesome. It's been a dream of mine since 8th grade. It was actually us 3 captains, Addie, Kyler, and I. When we were 8th graders, there was 3 captains. That was 2 swimmers and a diver, and since 8th grade, we've been kind of like, when we're seniors, we want to be like them, and we want to be the 3 captains, and so it's really cool to actually get to live that out.
Are there former teammates that you looked up to as role models, maybe that have graduated either a year ago or longer ago, that kind of have inspired you to do what you do?
Yeah, I would say Cooper Running last year and then Logan Tung the year before have been 2 huge role models for me in swimming. I feel like they've helped me so much grow, and I think they helped everyone on the team. They were great leaders and great to be around.
We are getting together here with Luke Christensen from the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team as the Cardinals top Detroit Lakes 135-48. Last weekend, Luke, you and your teammates were down in Minneapolis to compete in the True Team Class AA State Championship meet. First of all, going back to the previous Saturday, how exciting was it to win that event up in Brainerd, and then what was the whole experience like last Saturday?
It was huge to win that. Going into that, we did not expect to swim like we did, and everyone from the top of the team all the way down to the bottom swam great. It was probably one of the best meets I've been a part of ever. It was so fun to see all the fast swims, and then going on to that state meet was really cool to see and be a part of that, getting the experience, because those are a lot of schools that are way bigger than Alexandria, and so it was really cool to get to see that and be a part of that meet.
Is it a good experience to see, you know, for you and or your teammates that do qualify for state into Class AA, you know, is it a good thing to see what that top-notch competition is going to be like?
Yeah, I think it's a huge thing. Not all of the kids are there, obviously, but there's a lot of the top kids there, and it's really cool to kind of get to swim at the University of Minnesota pool to get what that feels like and to kind of scope out what your event is going to look like at the state meet. It's really huge, I think.
Very good. Luke, I'll ask you and Andy to stay around just a couple of moments as we get into the break here, but congrats on the win tonight. We appreciate the comments after the meet, and best wishes to you through the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Luke Christensen and Andy Wasik from the Alexandria boys swimming and diving team are quality Toyota Cardinal athletes of tonight's meet. Again, Alexandria prevails over Detroit Lakes. We will have more of our Junkner Motors post-meet report after we enjoy these words from our boosters of Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage.
Resorts Marine in Osakis. Check us out for new and used boats, pontoons, UTVs, and golf carts. For the whole outdoors, shop us first, shop us last, just shop us. Resorts Marine and Outdoors in Osakis.
Life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard. We build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
A successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new and used equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best. Piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
And Cultural Center for our Junkner Motors post-meet report. Again, Alexandria, 10 first-place finishes on the night. The Cardinals overwhelmed Detroit Lakes 135-48. Mark Storhaug, again, nice night. Our first broadcast together where we got to see an Alexandria win. It's interesting. Last winter, our swimming broadcast was up at the Brainerd High School Aquatic Center.
That's right.
That was the Cardinals' only dual meet loss in the CLC last year, and then they went on, won everything, and finished first in the Central Lakes Conference. And I think it would be important for Alexandria to try to get that conference title. You know, they should fare pretty well down in Wilmer on Monday night. I think when Sartell comes in next Thursday to Discovery Middle School, that could be a competitive dual meet.
That one will certainly be. Sartell has a tradition of being a strong team, and I'm pretty certain that that's going to give them the biggest trouble out of the next two.
Very good. And then, of course, you've got Central Lakes Conference Championships at Wilmer and then sections in Brainerd after that. It's tough to believe. You know, it seems like the boys swimming and diving season starts in, you know, the early training is the week of Thanksgiving, and then the dual meet schedule begins usually early to mid-December, but heck, state meet competition's only a month away now.
And golf season in 6 weeks.
Yes, that's right. I mean, we're always looking forward to warmer weather, but that's not a bad deal. See,
it flies by.
Yeah, I celebrate my birthday in February, so I always look forward to that second month of the year. Daylight hours are expanding. Eventually, the ice will get off the lakes. The snow's going to melt. The golf courses will open up, and all will be well and good. But Mark, we appreciate you making the trip up to Detroit Lakes with us for the swimming and diving coverage tonight. Thanks so much. I enjoy visiting with you on the air and off the air as well, and we'll look forward to seeing you down the line, and hopefully you're back at Discovery Middle School coaching up the ladies in the fall on better things ahead. It seemed like your varsity team was rather young back in the fall, so a lot of those kids will be back.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure to be here with you, Dave, and I look forward to another year.
Very good. There is Mark Storhaug, my broadcast partner for our Alexandria Cardinal swimming and diving coverage. Again, we're happy to bring you the dual meet tonight in Detroit Lakes. We're about set to wrap up our broadcast here from the Detroit Lakes Community and Cultural Center. Alexandria gets the victory over Detroit Lakes in the varsity meet. The Cardinals score 135. Detroit Lakes finishes with 48 points. So Alexandria now stands 5-0 in the Central Lakes Conference. The overall dual meet record stands at 6-0 on the year. My thanks to Juttner Motors for presenting our post-meet report. Special thanks to all of the boosters of our Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage. We extend our appreciation to Integrity Title for being our signature streaming sponsor of Alexandria Cardinal sports play-by-play. Big thanks to Jackson back at the KXRA studio in downtown Alexandria. Thanks to JP for the work on the video. And most of all, thank you for tuning in. We're going to take a break from our sports play-by-play. We'll be back on the air in early February, possibly next Thursday, with Alexandria girls playoff hockey. If not, I believe JP is giving me the indicator that Alexandria and Bemidji finished in a 1-1 tie in the last regular season game for Alexandria. That might be good enough for Alexandria to get a first-round bye, and if that's the case, then the Lady Cardinals would not play their first playoff game at home until Saturday afternoon, February 7th. So our next regular season broadcast will be Alexandria girls basketball a week from tomorrow night. Brainerd at Alexandria for a 7:15 start. We'll take air with the Juttner Motors pregame show at approximately 6:45 on Friday, February 6th. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. The Cardinals prevail in the pool at Detroit Lakes, 135-48. For J.P. Boleen and Mark Storhaug, Dave McClurg wishing you a good night from Detroit Lakes, Minnesota.